Joe Hopkins here, and I'm doing a second video in a series. I did one, this is the second one. I'm thinking of doing more mostly because I really like talking about some of my favorite music, and some of you guys really appreciated the last one that I did on Macy Gray's album Stripped. So I'm doing another video of you need to hear this album, because honestly, you need to hear this album. It's so good. It's one of my favorites. It's the Lumineers. And I'm assuming the album is called 3. It looks like Roman numeral 3. I'm assuming it's 3 and not I. I've never actually been told if it is or isn't, whatever. But point is, when it came out, I first saw it on YouTube, right? Because they did something interesting. They're not the first people to do a video album, okay? They put out the album, and the first song I actually heard on it was the song Gloria, which they did like this little video thing for. But then they did 10 videos, one for each song, and you watch them from the beginning to the end, and they tell a story of a family over several generations. And they're really well done. I mean, the videos are really well done, and they go with the songs so well. You can kind of tell that the songs are maybe a little different than, you know, the words in the songs. What it's saying is a little different than what it's showing in the video, but it's close enough. And I thought the videos were so well done, along with the album being so good and the songwriting being absolutely spectacular. Honestly, I really like the Lumineers. And I've liked some of their other songs. But that album really hit me. The songwriting on that is far and away some of their best. And especially the song Gloria, which is the first one I heard off the album, and I think that's probably their biggest hit on the album. It's the one that people seem to like the most, I guess. And it is an excellent, excellent song. But the whole album, all the songs are so dark. You know what I mean? They're kind of like that folk roots, Americana kind of vibe that's really picking up these days. And I like that kind of stuff. But even if you don't like that kind of stuff normally, it's worth listening to this album because of literally how good the songwriting is. And it is very good songwriting. These songs could have been done in any style and they would be just as good. And the guy has a great voice. The singer, I don't know any of their names, honestly. When I was a kid, I used to, you know, find out the names of all my favorite artists. Now I don't. I'm just like, hey, it's the singer from that band or the guitarist from that band. I don't even bother to learn who they are anymore. It's because I'm old. But I love the album. I really do. And a lot of the songs are, like I said, they're really dark. They're about dark subjects like substance abuse and gambling and bad relationships and infidelity. And the videos that go along with it cover those same things. I mean, for anybody, anybody who's dealt with, I think most of us have dealt with some very dark things in life at some point or another. And any of us who are musicians have probably dealt with alcoholism and substance abuse and you know, things like that more than the average person. For some reason, in the world of musicianship, you run across this stuff like a lot more. And I really like the dark themes because it feels validating to have somebody else express something you've felt and to express it that well. And it's nice to hear somebody that really gets it. You know, far too often, people portray things like a heartbreak or alcoholism or infidelity. They portray these things in such a, almost like in a glib way, where you can tell they don't really get it. They're just trying to appeal to some emotional content and missing the mark. And it feels cheap, right? Well, the Lumineers, these guys, they got it. They put it exactly how it feels. And they made some statements in those songs, the wording. I'm not going to go into it. I want you guys to actually listen to it to see if you hear what I hear. But the way they word some of the things, it gives voice to things I've felt, but wasn't exactly sure how to say. And that is what good songwriting does. You know, when I write a song, I try to do that. I try to say something in a way that gives voice to something that is hard to say. And I think they did exactly that on this album. I mean, some of my favorite songs on it, like I said, Gloria. Donna is a great song. The Salt and the Sea is an excellent song. But what I thought was interesting was, what was, I forget what it was called. There was an Americana compilation where Gregory Alan Isakov, who's another artist in that genre, covered The Salt and the Sea by the Lumineers. And I think he did it better than the Lumineers did it. And their version was excellent. Great song. And I thought he did it better. But what's funny is the Lumineers did one of his songs called Caves on that same compilation. And I think they did it better than him. It's like they each covered each other's songs. I'd say listen to Isakov's version of The Salt and the Sea, and it's just excellent. But anyway, neither here nor there. That's a different thing. Like I said, I like talking about my favorite music. And even if this video doesn't get a lot of views, I'm enjoying just hanging out with you guys, talking about something I like, that I love. And I'll do more albums in the future here. But yeah, I really think you guys, if any of you get the chance, should listen to the Lumineers album 3. If you stream it on Spotify or something, that's great. But I would recommend, honestly, going to YouTube and watching the video series from 1 to 10. It's numbered 1 of 10, 2 of 10, 3 of 10. And I think they even have a playlist of it. And it's worth doing, it's worth watching, because I don't know if who they got to do the videos. Did they do them themselves? Did they have somebody else produce and do all the stuff on it? I don't know. I didn't look that much into it, because sometimes that kind of spoils it if you spend your time, dissecting it. I just like to watch it and enjoy. And I'd recommend watching it because it is so good. Like I said, I've seen video albums before, but this one was done particularly well, And the videos are done particularly well. And the story told is particularly heart-wrenching and deep and difficult. And it's good. It's really good stuff. It goes with the music, which is also heart-wrenching, deep, and difficult. And, I do like it. I guess they fall within the Americana genre of what they call now Americana. And it's one of the better albums in that genre I've heard. It might be the best one I've heard in that particular genre in quite a while. And it's one that's, like I said, it's worth listening to. That's why I'm recommending it. I only recommend things that are worth listening to, even if it's not your particular taste of music. Like, hey, here's the standout thing from that genre. It's why I recommended that Macy Gray album, Stripped. It is literally, if you're not into jazz, you would still like this jazz album. And that's why I recommend the Lumineers 3, because I think even if you're not into folky roots music, you would still like this album. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on that. I will probably do another one of these videos, because this is one of those things I do for me because I enjoy talking about it. And some of you seem to enjoy it too. I hope some of you take my recommendation and listen to it and find something new you like. That's what I love to do. I'm always looking for something new musically to appreciate. With music and literature, I love to read new books. Maybe I'll talk about books at some point. It's another thing I love, so why not, right? I gotta make content, fill space here. And yeah, so anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me and hearing about some of my favorite music. I'm sorry I'm not going to play any of it on here. I'd love to give you an example, but YouTube gets mad if you do that. And I don't want to make YouTube mad. So I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.